Grupo Fantasma
Yeah.
is known as, I've heard you described actually before as a funk jam band. Would you
Like that.
would you
It's
agree
more,
with that?
I think if you throw the word Latin in front of funk, something like that, it's more like Latin funk. We don't jam out as much as the jam bands do, but we definitely have that funk element and the Latin feel for most of it.
And you're from Austin, Texas, which isn't
Yes,
known
sir.
for any of those. It's more known for sort of the singer-songwriter, spoon, indie stuff. Of course, South by Southwest really makes it more of an eclectic mix.
Yeah.
Down there. Can you talk a little bit about being from Austin, Texas? Like I said before we started this interview, we talked to The Sword and we talked to What Made Milwaukee Famous earlier, and both bands are very different than your band.
Yeah, man, the musical landscape in Austin is definitely changing. It's, we're glad to be a part of, the music that's come out of Austin in the last 20 years is all great, but we're really proud to be, part of a class of bands that is taking it to another place. Like you said, What Made Milwaukee Famous, The Sword, Ghostland Observatory, who's also here. All bands that are doing something that wasn't exactly what you'd expect out of Austin, so we're happy to be lumped into all that, yeah.
Now, there's a close parallel to Bonnaroo here, and that Bonnaroo started out as a festival that was really known for one specific style of music. Members of Phish, members of the Grateful Dead, members of the Allman Brothers were all here during the first few years. And it started out really as a jam band festival, and Phish wasn't touring.
Okay.
Now, of course, with Metallica headlining, last year was Radiohead with the Police. It's grown into more of a Coachella style, and that it's a varied mix of genres and of people from various backgrounds, fans and band. This is your first Bonnaroo, is that right?
It is, yeah.
Can you talk about it? Have you heard of Bonnaroo before?
Oh yeah, man, I've definitely heard of Bonnaroo. I hadn't followed it as far back as the area you're talking about, but yeah, I've definitely heard of Bonnaroo as one of the sort of premier festivals in the United States. It's definitely one of the most diverse festivals. Like you said, it brings together everything from jam bands to Radiohead and Metallica and I guess Kanye West this year.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys put together a set for a festival like this, when you guys play inside an indoor venue, it's usually for a crowd that knows you, that's familiar with you, and whatnot. Here, you're going to get a varied mix of some people that are here because they've heard of you, other people that have heard you guys play with Prince and they're interested and curious to check it out, and then other people have never even heard of the band before, and they're going to be checking you out and getting down to the music. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like to play for that type of crowd?
Oh, we love it, man. Most of our tours in the summer involve a lot of festivals. So, it's kind of our forte to get up in front of a bunch of people and convert them to our music.
Now, can you talk about what the band name means?
The band actually, Grupo just means group in Spanish, and Fantasma is ghost, so literally in Spanish it actually means band of ghosts or ghost group. No deep meaning behind it, nothing that deep, it just sounded funny the night we made it up.
No one in the band is a ghost?
Not that I know of. Yeah, we, I guess it was late November, I guess it was late 2006, he had had 3121, his club in Vegas, going for a while. We heard he had a Latin night on Thursdays, and we sent up our CD. Turns out he heard it, which was already a ridiculous concept to me, the idea that Prince actually popped our CD and heard it and liked it. And then we got a call that they didn't have a band on Thanksgiving Day, so we went up and did that gig, played the whole show. Turns out he was right on the side of the stage, digging it, dancing on the side of the stage, whatnot. By the time we got home to Austin Friday, we had gotten a call from him that or from his people, that he wanted us to be the house band every Thursday. We started going up every Thursday. He would come check us out every Thursday, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're getting calls to do parties with him, and then from there, the relationship just sort of blossomed, man. And now we're at the point where we actually, occasionally rehearse with him, back him up. Like our horn section actually played with him at Coachella and whatnot. And man, I mean, obviously, it's an amazing experience. The man is a genius. And,
The most important question is, did he dress in purple?
Actually, he didn't. He hasn't. He dressed in white.
So we are actually revealing breaking news. Prince
Something
not
like
always
that.
in purple.
Not yet, no.
Can you talk a little bit about the latest album that's come out? Because I've been listening to it now about 4 or 5 times, and I think that it really stands out in my mind as different from all the other albums that come across my desk.
Oh, okay, cool.
It has a very unique sound. Can you talk a little bit about the album and about the process behind that?
Yeah, man. This is our 4th album, our 3rd studio album. It's probably it's definitely the album that we're most proud of. Insofar as like the first album, we didn't have much time, much money. The band was a really young band, and it captured a moment in time and served its purpose. But it wasn't anything we really put a lot of effort into. The second album, I almost feel like we overanalyzed it. We took so long on the album because we didn't have money. We'd have to like go record for a few weeks, raise money for 3 months, go back. So it's really heavy on the ear candy and studio heavy. And then the third album was a live album. But this one, we actually probably at our most confident right now with the band, with our sound and exactly what we're trying to. We know exactly what we're trying to get. So it really didn't take all that long to do the album, and we tried to capture the energy of the live show, which is primarily we're a live band. You know, we've always flourished better on stage than we have in the studio because we've never had much of a budget in the studio. So first and foremost, wanted to capture that live energy that people get from watching our shows. At the same time, wanted to make it something that's fun to listen to on headphones and something that you can listen to time and time again, and just a little bit of ear candy for people. So yeah, man, we're definitely psyched about this one.
However, you guys have a collaboration with another person I know that's related to Prince, and that's me, Maceo Parker. Can you talk a little bit about that collaboration?
Yeah, for sure. We met Maceo through Prince, and we've been able to actually hang with Maceo quite a bit and perform with him a few times, man. And obviously he's a legend. And so we had Maceo Parker on our album. We also had Greg Boyer, who plays with Prince. He was in P-Funk and played with James, all kinds of people throughout the last like 25 years. And then at the last minute, we actually got a phone call from Larry Harlow, who's a legendary Latin pianist from New York City, from the whole Fania Records movement. The Marvelous Jew is his nickname, El Judío Maravilloso. And yeah, we got a last minute call from him, and it just turned out that he was a fan of ours, and we collaborated with him, and were able to get him on the album. And I'm really happy with that, because I think it shows everything. It shows like the whole spectrum of our influences, everything from, you know, from salsa music from the 70s and 1970s in New York City, all the way to Maceo Parker, you know, and it's sort of, from there, it's that whole spectrum and captures exactly what we're trying to do, you know, trying to bridge those two worlds.
Yep. Now, we just talked about in the last 2 minutes about how you guys are a live music band.
Yeah.
You know, and also we talked about how some people of note are fans of the band. Can we turn that on its head now that we're at Bonnaroo, where there's, you know, a million bands playing on a million different stages, and you guys are a part of it? A lot of bands, when they come to Bonnaroo, one of the most exciting things for them is that they get to see other bands that they're a fan of. That when you're on the road, you really don't get that time to do. One, are you guys staying here for any length of time? And two, are you checking out any of the other music?
We're staying tonight. We have to play one more show tomorrow and then head out. We're gonna go check out What Made Milwaukee Famous. This is probably one of the worst bands I've ever had in my life. You can tell Jeremy I said that. And then we're about to go check them out. They're friends of ours from Austin. And then The Sword is after us from Austin. I think we're staying for another 30, 45 minutes to watch them, and then we're out, man. I wish we could check out more stuff, but now
You're playing tomorrow here as well, you said?
at noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we head out right after that. Yeah.
Yeah.